I picked up this iPad Pro 11-inch back in 2018, and I think I picked it up for the wrong reason. I have the Apple Pencil there, and it is attached to the Magic Keyboard. When I say I picked it up for the wrong reason, I'm mainly referring to the fact that I was trying to turn this into a laptop. And over the next couple of years, I spent time trying to convince myself that the iPad could replace my laptop. And for that reason, I think that folks are approaching these Apple products in a way that Apple doesn't necessarily want you guys to approach it. The iPad, I think, is meant to live in conjunction with other Apple products, such as a MacBook. And for that reason, I won't be upgrading to the new iPad Pro with the M4 chip that just came out. Now, before I tell you guys why I won't be upgrading, I think it's worth noting the reasons why I wanted to upgrade in the first place. The first reason is, as you can see, there's a space here. This iPad Pro was released in 2018. And so it doesn't match the model, I believe the 2020 M1 iPad Pro that came out with the square camera there. So the iPad isn't made for this particular Magic Keyboard. And so because of that, that space exists. So I always wanted to purchase another iPad when the time came that would completely fit in that camera slot there. Another thing that was important to me is where the camera sits. So on this particular model, the camera sits here on the top there, whereas on the new one, it moves over to the side. Whenever I am on a Zoom call or any call for that matter, I'm always off to the left or looking at some weird angle in the video, and that always bothered me, and I felt the need to change. I know folks have mentioned the function row keys and how that would be beneficial. For me personally, how the Magic Keyboard is now is absolutely fine, and I didn't need any changes to that. So for me, it was mainly the camera in the back and also the camera position in the front. That's why I was going to change. And so Apple released the new iPad Pro M4 chip, and I was putting it in my cart and getting ready to buy, and then I stopped myself and wondered, do I really need this update? And so this is what this video is about, is all the reasons why you don't need the new iPad Pro 11-inch or the 13-inch, whatever the case is. I think that number one, the price is just way too close to that of a MacBook. And I think a lot of folks are trying to turn this into a laptop of some sort, but it just wasn't intended for that purpose. I don't like that the new accessories, so this is the Apple Pencil that's compatible with this version of my iPad, but it won't be compatible with the new version. Similarly, this Magic Keyboard case isn't compatible with the new iPad. Rightfully so. If you make products not compatible, it forces customers to use the new products that you are selling. And so I think upgrade culture, I think it's becoming a thing where people are upgrading their devices without really needing much changes. A couple years ago, the NBA came out with this thing in terms of how files were called marginal contact. And I think that's what these are. I think these are marginal changes, but they're not sufficient enough to warrant an upgrade. And I think I've been spending a lot more time with my M3 MacBook that I've picked up earlier this year. I like the small size of the M3 MacBook. It's maybe what, 2-3 inches larger than the. So this is an 11-inch iPad, and then this is a 14-inch MacBook. So it's a little bit bigger, but the new iPads are like 13-inch, so like 1 inch less than this actual 1 inch less than the MacBook. But I feel like for what I do, coding, browsing the internet, stuff like that, my MacBook does the job, and obviously editing these videos on for YouTube, right? I did see some reviews about editing videos on the new iPad. Even though you can, I think there's a lot of features that that really limit you. And I think with that, I think those are enough reasons personally for me to not upgrade. You know, I don't want this video to be long. I think the short answer is I wasn't taken aback. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to go out there and get it. I know one of the features with the new iPad Pros it's a lot thinner. It's one of Apple's thinnest devices, but I didn't need that. I feel like Apple is implementing these changes that people don't need. Now, don't get me wrong, moving the camera to the correct side orientation was much needed. So kudos to Apple for that. But I think everything else, there's just not enough changes that I think is happening to where I should upgrade. And I don't think you should upgrade either. I think that if you currently have an iPad, it's probably fine. If you don't have an iPad, then yes, you can get the new iPad and get initiated into the ecosystem. But if you currently have an iPad, I think that you should use it for what it was intended to be used for, which is a companion to your other Apple devices. You know, I know students try to turn this into their laptop replacement, and some professionals try to do the same. Now, don't get me wrong, depending on what you do for work, you might be able to make it happen. Let's say all you do for work is take Zoom calls, then it's going to be perfect if that's all you do for work. But if you're trying to code, if you're running different softwares, then that's when things get kind of iffy. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Obviously, you guys will make the decision that you want to make, but I just don't think that the new iPad is enough. I've been thinking about upgrading, and I'm just not seeing enough reasons to really make me pull the trigger. Maybe if I didn't purchase the new MacBook earlier this year, then maybe I'll be like, oh, you know, I have this dated device, and you know, maybe I can try to swing it. But I think that, I don't know, I just feel like it's being used for the wrong reason. I use it primarily to watch YouTube videos, and I don't think that I should get a new MacBook, a new iPad just to watch YouTube videos. I do love, you know, the features of an iPad, you know, the touch functionality. I don't think those would ever come to a MacBook, and I don't think that they need to come to a MacBook, because like I said, these products are supposed to exist separately for a reason, and for that reason, I won't be upgrading to the new M4 chip iPad Pro 11-inch. If you got value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on another one.